Are you a high-level player who wants your game to stand out from your competition? Well, I'm gonna do a full elite basketball workout, and I'd like to bring you along with me. I'm John Hildebrandt, also known as SuperHandles, or Supe for short, and for over 30 years, I've been on a quest to become as hard to guard as possible and build a game that is truly different. And I'm still as committed as ever to doing this.
SuperHandles is tough, man.
Definitely the hardest player I've ever had to guard.
You're very serious, very serious.
My man John right here, best ball handler in the country, hands down.
Through the years, many people have traveled from various locations around the world to come here to my small hometown of Dayton, Oregon to train with me in this barn. My game has stood out to them and they've wanted this SuperHandles Advantage too. And now I'm going to reveal what I've previously shown to only a select few who have come here in person, which is the training that I'm currently doing to take my game to higher levels. From skills to mindset to style of play to creating and making shots to becoming more explosive, I'll be showing you how I'm training, and I plan on doing this regularly. So this is the first episode of Elite Game. In this particular workout, I'm going to be focusing on some elite Mirror Hezi moves, pull-up jumpers, and explosive training. But I'm going to start here with 2 basketballs. I'm going through a routine here of a variety of different drills. I'm going to push myself, and as I'm going through my routine, my dribbling, my moves, and my shots, I'm trying to push myself to the point of making errors. Now, I want to be able to handle the ball, control it, but if I'm always staying within my comfort zone, I'm not going to see the progress. So I really need to push as hard as I can go. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing the other way. I'm going to hesitate and then get into a switch. Now I'm going to work on my side hops with 2 basketballs. I'm focusing on my main ball while keeping the other ball going. I'm going to be hopping from side to side, working on dribbling hard, hesitating while I'm hopping legally with my hand no lower than the side of the ball. And I want my hops to be significant in width. Now I'm going to go to the free throw line and make 5 free throws in a row. All right, there's 5 in a row. Well, I'm going to write down my free throw stats now. Now I'm going to get into some of my hesitations. I'm going to be going through a series of mirror hesitations, and I'm going to be working on delaying my mirror. Now, a mirror hesitation is a fake shot, so I'm mirroring a shot. This is the mirror hand. As I mirror the ball, I'm going to be looking up at the hoop, and I'm also going to be executing specific footwork. So for this one, I'm going to be doing a 2-foot tap, but I'll do it with a pound dribble, a between the legs, and a behind the back. I'm going to be doing 10 of each, so 60 delayed mirror Hezzies total. Delayed Mirror Hezi can be quite difficult to defend. If you can alter the timing, if you could do an instant Mirror Hezi, one that's in harmony with the dribble, and you have the capability of delaying the mirror, the dribble can't last forever. So if you delay it towards the end or longer, it may appear to your defender that he has you covered since this particular dribble is nearing its end. But he doesn't know what's about to happen. He's susceptible to your next maneuver, but doesn't even know it. So I found that being able to alter the timing, change it up, even on the same play, can be very difficult, even for the best of defenders to defend. It's all about creating that advantage. So this can freeze a defender. Potentially the defender could jump out of their shoes like they're flying. It's about creating that advantage. So I work on a lot of different variations with footwork and with timing to be harder to guard. So now I'm going to get into the between Delayed Mirror Hezi. I'm going to do 10 each way. There's a SuperHandles player who's trained with me for many years, and he's accused me of spamming Mirror Hezzies because I use them so much. And I told him, well, I wouldn't word it that way. That's not the word I would use to describe it. But I do use them a lot because they can be so effective, and they have continually provided an advantage for me. Now, it helps if you can shoot. If you can't shoot, it's not going to be as believable when you're faking your shot. So being able to shoot is paramount, but it helps you create that advantage. That's what it's all about. So next one, V behind the back, Delayed Mirror Hezi. Now I need to make 5 free throws in a row. Good grief. All right, now I'm gonna write that down. Now, before I get into the next thing, I just want to emphasize that this is really directed towards the elite player. This here is specifically for the workouts I do. I'm not going to be giving a step-by-step breakdown tutorial on everything, but I will provide commentary on things I'm working on as I go along. I hope you can find inspiration, motivation, and also learn some things that you can apply. The most elite ones are the ones that are serious, the ones that are humble, and they understand they don't know everything, and I don't know everything. I'm trying to learn as well. I'm just trying to push to be the best I can be, and I enjoy this, and I think since you're watching, you do too. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get into some finishing, and for this one, I'm going to shoot shots right in front of the block here on the side of the lane, off one foot, off the inside foot, on the left side, left-handed, and I want to hit the backboard above the square. And I'm going to do it on the right side as well, but I'm going to make 10 here. And I'm just going to do it from about here, take a step into it, and shoot it high off the backboard. to the right side. I need to make 5 in a row from the foul line. All right, I'm gonna write it down and we'll get into the next thing. Now I'm going to be doing a mirror hezi outside the lane, and I'm going to go directly towards the opposite side of the lane with one big step, one big crossover step, and then pull up for the jumper. So I want to delay my mirror here, and then follow that up with a between the legs dribble, big crossover step, and elevate on the jumper. I'm going to make 10 here and make 10 on the other side. Now you notice these are not easy jumpers. They're turning jumpers, I'm elevating, I'm fading. These are scoring jumpers, so they're not little stand still, face the basket first type of shots. Those are fine if I want to be a spot-up shooter, but that doesn't excite me. Being able to create, score, that excites me much more. You ever had that happen? Now I'm going to make 5 free throws in a row. Now I'm going to write it down. All right, now I have the same drill on the other side. I'm working on delaying my mirror, following in between the legs, delayed mirror, hezi, and then explode abruptly out of the move. When it comes to exploding, I want to do so as quickly as possible. If I have that advantage, I don't want to go into that explosion slowly if a quick explosion is the advantage that I have. For example, let's say someone bit on this mirror hezi. Well, at that point, if I start to accelerate slowly, I'm giving the defender a chance to catch up to me. So if I have that advantage created, I want to be able to abruptly, and that means transition as quickly as possible to the next maneuver. In this case, it's a big crossover step. A guy that I patterned a lot of my game after is Iverson, and he used to shoot a lot of these types of shots going across the lane laterally. So I practice them a lot, and it's a shot that I like to shoot as well. In between the shots, I'm taking my time because I want to make each one of these moves, these accelerations out of the move and the jump, as quick and explosive as possible. So let me get back into it. Now I need to make 5 free throws in a row. Ooh. All right, now the next thing I'm gonna work on in this workout is a V behind the back, side hop with a delayed mirror hezi, and then I'm going to push the dribble out, take a big crossover step, and then pull up for the jumper. So I'm going to explode, elevate as high as possible on the jumper, and then really work on being abrupt out of this maneuver. I'm doing it with the 2-foot tap prior to the mirror hezi, and I need to make 10 in each direction. Being abrupt, like I said, is a big point of emphasis for me here, as well as with SuperHandles players, and I need to be able to push off quickly and explosively rise up into the jumper. There's 5. Six. Now notice that these are turning jumpers. So if I do the mirror hezi around here, in line with the hoop, I want to try to get at least 1 foot outside the lane and then turn on my way up. I see so many players slowing down into shots or having to be perfectly facing the hoop prior to shooting. Those are different shots than this. These are much more difficult, and these are the type of shots that I practice, SuperHandles players practice, and you can practice too to make yourself harder to guard. Okay, now I'm gonna make 2 free throws in a row and then do the same drill the other way. Okay, now I have the same move in the other direction. I need to work on delaying my mirror and then make the mirror quick from my side up towards the ball. Then I'm gonna push off explosively and get outside the side of the lane for the jumper. I need to be able to stop and elevate as quickly as I can. That was a good roll. I need to make 2 more, and I really want to make sure that my Mirror Hezi is abrupt, delayed to the last moment, and then I push off explosively. So even though I have 2 more, I want these to be my most explosive, because I'm trying to beat what I did before. Try to jump as high as possible, try to elevate, and really try to push off quickly. Now I need to make 5 free throws in a row. All right, there's 5. I'm gonna write it down and then get into the next. Now I'm gonna do imagination threes. This is basically freestyling with the basketball and creating a 3-point jump shot. So it's paramount for me, as well as any player that wants to be able to react, to be able to counter defenders quickly. You can't just do scripted things all the time. You need to be able to execute moves that you practiced, but be able to do so rapidly based on how your defender's playing you, how your defender reacts. And this is where imagination helps tremendously. I've done it since I was a little kid, and if you haven't done it, I recommend starting as soon as possible because it helps. So I'm gonna be freestyling with the ball and creating 3-point jump shots. I'm going to end this part with 20 free throws in a row. My goodness. $14, $15, and Here it is, a chance to win the game. Tie game, no time left. $20. Now I have my super explosive training, and I'm going to be starting with what I call single leg pad squats. Now, I'm going to be measuring the speed of the concentric part of this exercise. I have, through the years, measured box squats and single leg pad squats, and I have ratios that correspond to particular vertical jump heights. So when players do this training, we divide the weight that they're moving at 0.6 meters per second by their body weight. And based on this ratio, I have a pretty good calculation of what their vertical jump height should be. I'm going to be starting with a lower weight and building up. And I have a record that I'm trying to beat for each leg. So I'm not just going through the reps half-heartedly. It's similar to each individual rep of the moves into the shots. I'm trying to be as explosive as possible. Well, same thing here. And that's a common denominator that you'll find when I train. I like to be on the ball of my foot with my heels slightly off the ground. And then I lower the weight, knee to the pad. And then at this point, I'm going to explode up as quickly as possible. So as I go down here, my knee's over my toe, I'm on the ball of my foot, and I'm exploding up. Now I'm going to add weight. This is a static dynamic method. I'm lowering, pausing with my weight on the pad, my knee on the pad, then boom, exploding upward. Now I'm going to go over and do some depth jumps, and then I'll come back here for my next set. I'm going to be doing single leg depth jumps with my right leg from a 20-inch drop, and I'm going to be doing some hopping with my left leg. A little over 7 weeks ago, I sprained my left ankle badly, so I need to customize my training accordingly. My ankle's not back to 100% yet, so I've been building, and I'll do the best I can, but I'm gonna be doing depth jumps from a 20-inch drop. Now, the emphasis during a depth jump is to jump as high as possible. During a drop jump, the aim is to have minimal ground contact time. I'm not doing a drop jump right now, I'm doing a depth jump. So I'm gonna land and then jump, and I have a record that I'm trying to beat for my right leg. First set, highest height there was 20.7. That's far off my record, so let's see what I can do in the second set. Now I'm going to be jumping 4 times on my left leg. I did my first vertical jump program when I was in the 2nd grade, and I was first able to dunk my sophomore year of high school. And well, over the last 5 years, I've really honed in on trying to maximize my vertical jump, and it has gone up. And last summer, for example, I jumped my highest standing vertical at 38.6. And in September of this past year, 2023, I jumped my highest max vertical of 43 inches here in the barn. And then in late October, I was able to get my first windmill dunks over at Dayton High School. So what I'm doing here works, but most are unwilling to work long term. For each training session, I want to try to beat what I did before, try to beat my records. It doesn't happen every time, but that's the aim. And this pushes me to give maximum effort on my repetitions. And over time, progress is made. Sometimes people want that quick fix, but are unwilling to work long term. And it's that disciplined long term approach approach that eventually results in big results. So it's the combination of powerful methods and long-term commitment that results in big progress over time. Most are unwilling to stick with it, but if you're willing to do so, you can really gain a big advantage. So each time you have a training session, try to beat your records. Measurement mixed with goal setting, and then also your drive to really want a specific result. Those are the keys for maximum progress. Now back to the single leg pad squats with just one pad, 205 pounds. And I didn't have this on. That was 21.9. Not a record, but higher than the first set. For single leg depth jumps, I'll do them from various heights, doing them from 20 inches right now, sometimes 24, sometimes 30-inch drops. Depth jumps are so powerful. They were invented by a guy named Dr. Yuri Verkhoshansky, and I implement a lot of what I've learned from him through his work. Now for my left leg, instead of the 4 jumps that I did earlier, I'm going to do some multi-directional hops for my ankle. Trying to jump my highest jump right here. Okay, now I'm going to move on to those multi-directional hops again. This is my last set here. Now I have a couple sets here of Tibialis raises, single leg Tibialis raises, as well as calf raises. I'm doing single leg calf raises here for this set. I'm doing it with 185. Getting a full stretch. exploding up. Now this time the calf raises are with 235. Stretch, pause, explode. I'm gonna see if I can get a good jump in here before my last exercise. Good enough to do another one. You hear the rain coming down? It's really coming down. I'm gonna start with regular flat bench Nordics, 5 of them, and work on exploding rapidly on the way up. That's set 1. For this next set of Nordics, I'm doing stop short Nordics, so I'm gonna stop short, and I'm also gonna use band resistance. So I'm gonna try to reverse the direction from eccentric to concentric as quickly as I can. For this final set, I'm doing stop short Nordics with fast eccentrics. So I'm working on going down fast and then changing direction to come back up as rapidly as possible. But I want to get fairly close to the bench. Now I need to end making 10 free throws in a row. So let me ask you a question. How badly do you want your game to be different than your competition? Since you're watching, I assume that you must really love the game and desire to be elite or more elite. Maybe at some point you've been the underdog or been overlooked. And I know how that can be. I've experienced that too. But you know what? You're still going. You haven't given up. You love the game and you're willing to work long term. If this is correct, I really relate to you. And I hope that what you just saw has inspired you to really take big action. It's not just about hard work. It's also about what you're working on and how you do it. There are many who work hard, but the majority are working on conventional basketball skills, techniques, and style of play. And they may end up being really good and solid players, but they don't stand out much, if at all, because they aren't doing things differently. Their game just blends in and is not very exciting. I learned from a young age that if I wanted my game to stand out, I needed to do things differently than the majority. This includes how I think, how I train, and how I play. And you just saw some of that in this workout. If you have any questions or thoughts on what you saw, just let me know in the comments. Episode 2 of Elite Game will be coming shortly. So God bless you, much love to you, and I hope to see you soon.